Sangapadakramopanishadaihi Gayanti Samagaha Yana Vastita Tadgate Namanasa Shandiyam Yoginaha Yashyantam Vidasura Suragana Devaya Tasmai Namaha. Verse number 13 onwards, yes, please read. Mahatmanastu mam partha Daivim prakritim ashrita Bhajanti ananya manasaha Gyatva bhutadim avyayam Satatam kirtayanto mam Yatantasya drudhavrataha Namasyantasya mam bhaktya Nityayukta upasate Jnana yajnena chapyanne Yajanto mam upasate Ekatvena pruthaktvena Bahudha vishvato mukham. I hope you have been contemplating over these ideas and see the beauty here. There are two types of people in the matters of devotion. There are some people who are devoted more out of ignorance and therefore fear, anxiety. There is no trace of love, admiration, recognition at any time. Such people, we can call them as Bhagavan says, Rakshasim Asurim Chaiva. Also, Moghasa, Mudha Bhakti, which is natural for the average individual. The popular perception in our life is as though knowledge, jnanam, and bhakti are two different paths completely. That is where you make the big mistake of life. In order to be devoted, to have real love, respect, admiration, knowledge, jnanam, is absolutely essential. Long before you go into the realm of Ishvara, God, truth, let us take local situations to account. Another person in your life. If the person is completely unknown, can you ever love that man or woman? Can you have a sense of respect? Nor can you have any sense of hatred or disrespect for a stranger. Unknown persons, that is why unknown person, unknown things do not invoke any emotion in our life. When you say, please see it step by step, we will see that. When you say the object is unknown, it does not mean the object is non-existent. Object is existing, but the thought doesn't exist in your head. My village, not known to you, because in your mind the picture of my village doesn't exist. Therefore it does not mean my village doesn't exist. My village is existing, but is unknown to you, because in relation to my village, the true picture of the village, the thoughts do not exist in your head. As in relation to a thing, a sound or a touch or a taste or a smell or a sight, so also in relation to a person. A person who is unknown to us is not non-existent. The person is existing, but about him or her, I don't have any thought. And such people or such places or such things do not create any trouble for us, strangers. Neither can you love it, nor can you hate it. Are you getting that point, please? Baby steps. Long before you move into the realm of the absolute, macrocosm, samasti, totality, Ishvara, please start with the dust, the local, the immediate. The same principle works throughout the universe. As even to know the whole ocean, you have to know only one drop of water. However mighty, pervasive the ocean may be, the mystery is unraveled when a drop is taken and analyzed. Even a drop is too big, a molecule of water. When you analyze and see that it is 2 atoms of hydrogen, 1 atom of oxygen, make 1 molecule of water, the whole ocean is a huge molecule. It's a huge drop and nothing but hydrogen and oxygen. But if you look at the vastness of the ocean and you are so insignificant, you shall be intimidated by the vastness of it. But it's nothing but gas, hydrogen, oxygen. So long before you go into macrocosm, Ishvara, you begin with the smallest, and that begins with yourself. That is why we saw this arrangement in Bhagavad Gita, first 6 chapters. First it started with you, because you are the beginning point. I am the beginning. If I don't exist, universe means nothing. If I am not here, neither the creation matters nor the creator matters. Can you have that conviction? You are the beginning. Begin with yourself. Begin with the local, the ordinary. So see this point, please. Unknown something. If the object is unknown, meaning it is existing, but its thought doesn't exist in my head, I cannot have either a love relationship or hatred, jealousy, or any emotion for that matter. But suppose I ask somebody, please, this is God, love it. Now you don't know what to do. That is why people find it difficult. Most people conditioned from the childhood onwards, they feel comfortable with a particular concept of God. Nobody gives us what it is, not that the child will comprehend. The child has to begin with some concept, as even about himself, that is how also about Ishvara, the creation. Are you getting that point, please? Don't say, nobody gave me the right concept of God in my life. Nobody gave you the right concept of yourself either. So don't blame people. That is how everybody begins. Lucky people, if you have your Mata, Pita, Guru, Daivam, you have a mother who is enlightened, awakened, maybe she can, while teaching you a few things, can give you certain right ideas. If you are lucky to have a father like that, a father or mother, and therefore a nice guru for that, a nice tradition you are born into. But how many people are exposed to this type of knowledge? Not only we are not exposed to what the God is all about, we are not even exposed to what who I am is all about. Everybody is so comfortable or uncomfortable with the physical body. Please think that. Do not jump the gun. Start with starting. Begin with the beginning. Life will be so beautiful. You don't have to feel bad about unknown divinity, because I myself am unknown to myself. Who am I? How many people question? How many people are introduced to that identity? That is why you can't love yourself. Understand? As even unknown God cannot be loved, unknown thing cannot be loved, unknown object cannot be loved, unknown individual, yourself, cannot be loved. You can't love yourself. To love yourself, you must discover a lovable self. Please see that, friends. Don't blame people. Your love of yourself begins with yourself. The whole world groans and moans with this idea. Nobody loves me. Nobody loves me. Does that nobody include you? Surprisingly, yes. You don't love yourself, do you? You hate everything about yourself. I don't have a nice house. I don't have a good job. I don't have a good parentage. Oh, look at my body, so stupid. The eyes are like this, the nose is like that, the leg is like this, the stomach is like that. Oh, I hate my body. I don't have a job, no education, no money. Oh. And such a person who systematically hates himself or herself, looking for love in life, where? If you hate yourself, you think you shall ever be loved? And why do you hate yourself? Because you are unknown to yourself. You don't know who you are. It's a stranger. You are a stranger to yourself. Please understand. That is why everybody is a Rakshas, everybody is Asura. Rakshasim, Asurim chaiva. Prakrutim Mohinim Sritam. Mohinim Prakrutim Srita. Sheltered, impacted, under the influence of deluding emotions, born of ignorance, the person behaves like a Rakshas, Asura. Why? He doesn't know himself. You can't even blame him. You understand? Why you cannot blame the person? Because ignorance is not your creation. Can you blame somebody if he gets malaria? What can he do? Did he create that fever? Can you blame somebody if he is aging, graying, dying? Can you blame somebody? That's not his thing. It's not I'm choosing to gray or age or die. That's what happens. You don't blame somebody for the aging. That's not his control. That's not her decision. It happens. Ignorance is not your decision. If this much you are aware, not only you shall accept your ignorance, your limitation, but also you shall accept everybody's ignorance, everybody's limitation. You will not feel arrogant in your life. I am the only one who knows everything. This is where this scholarship destroys the sense of superiority. I know things which nobody knows, especially in the studies of everything. If you are a physicist, mathematician, historian, geographer, PhD, FRCS, oh boy, you don't even think of anybody as a human being. You think they're subhuman species. And by chance, you have been exposed to little scripture and religion, you become a much more disastrous animal. Because you think you are the holiest of the holy, and nobody else matters to you. The superiority, especially in the holiness ambience, you are destroying yourself, destroying other. What is that holiness you discover in yourself, which the other person doesn't have? Bhagavan says so beautifully, Samoham sarvabhuteshu, na me dveshyasti na me priya. Maya tatam, saw that 2 verses before. Maya tatam idam sarvam jagat avyakta murtina mastani sarvabhutani. All the beings exist in me. By my unmanifest form, everything is pervaded, everything is touched. Who is less divine? Who is more divine? Think. But when you study a little, huge arrogance. That is not knowledge. Anyway, ignorance is not somebody's choice. So don't hate somebody. By chance somebody is ignorant, stupid. Sympathize with the person. Help him if you can. But there is no reason to look down upon somebody because that's not his choice. Ignorance. And when he is ignorant about himself, how is he going to love himself? Just see that. Anything ignorant, understand. If you are ignorant of something or somebody, will you like the vegetable which you don't know? Chachinda bhal lage? Chachinda? I'm giving a word. In Oriya, chachinda means snake gourd. When you say snake gourd, oh, what is that? Oh. Chachinda you don't understand. The chachinda in Oriya is snake gourd in English. You don't know it. You don't realize, will you like to have chachinda for your lunch? Chachinda. Why? You like it or hate it? What are you talking? You don't know. As an unknown object, nor never can be either an object of your love or hatred. Perhaps it will be an object of fear. Unknown, don't know. That is why unknown God becomes a source of fear, anxiety. Wrathful, vengeful God sitting somewhere unknown, away from me. Definitely I am such a helpless individual. And God must be powerful. So everybody is afraid of God. How many people love God? In ignorance you cannot love. If at all you can have only one emotion you can have, that is fear, trepidation. Your heart will be trembling. Ayo, what will happen? Why people are afraid of death? the fear of the unknown. What will happen? Ignorance. So no true devotion can be possible without the right knowledge. Before you go into Ishvara, as I told you, start with a human being. True admiration, love for a person is impossible if the person is unknown. But when somebody introduces you to another person, a man or woman, it doesn't begin with love or hatred. First, you look at the person, first impression. The more and more you appreciate, this person is harmless. She is very sensitive. He is very kind. Her interest comes later. His interest comes later on. My interest comes first for the other person. She is very nice. He is so nice. There are few fruits. Before himself or herself eating it, she gives it to you. You are touched. Smiles at you. You are touched. Provides you better comforts. You are touched. Doesn't inconvenience you. You are touched. Always has kind words. You are touched. Never shows emotions, anger, hatred, jealousy, fear. You are touched. What happens to you? In few days, you are destroyed. Love. You like the person. Why? Makes me feel comfortable. Suppose the same person, anything you do, wrong. If you smile, why are you smiling? If you are keeping quiet, why that ooh, like a pot? Huh? You bring something, what is nonsense you have brought? Don't bring something, I can't afford anything, huh? Hayo. Understand? In one day you are finished. And that day shall remember, it will be etched in your mind. You can never forget. That is how, after ill-treating somebody, when you demand love, what shall you get? Nothing. Look at yourself, friends, how you behave with people. Forget God. Why are you interested in God? The fellow goes, oh, God must be bathed, God must be put with flour, God must be buried with flour, God must be inundated with the food. But people, poda, right? God, very devoted to God. But hate your husband, hate your wife, hate your child, hate your brother, but very devoted to God. What devotion is that? It becomes a marvelous escape. Understand, friends, life is not precinct of a temple. That is the place you must go to be in touch with yourself. Come away to live your life. We shall see that. To see God is to see yourself. When you see yourself, then everything becomes beautiful. That's what Bhagavan, said, Avajananti ma muda, manushim tanuma sritam. Mudaha, deluded ones, when they look at themselves as a human being, naturally they look at me, manushim tanuma sritam avajananti, abhagyam kurvanti. Hey Arjuna, they do not recognize the divinity in me. It's not a complaint from Krishna. It's a sympathetic statement for the human beings. When a person doesn't discover his divinity, how is he going to discover divinity in anywhere? But you don't understand these principles. You want to be loved? Love yourself. You want to see God everywhere? See God in yourself. You are the beginning. No, we have been given these type of statements. What? Practicing devotion. What is practicing devotion? See God everywhere. Wonderful to listen. Nice thing to talk. How do I see God everywhere when I don't see myself? When I see God in myself. Love everybody. Very nice statement. Love thy neighbor. Love everybody. Grandiose statements. Absolutely empty. Impossible to live with. Why? Do you love yourself? The teaching doesn't begin with God and the universe and the creation. It begins with yourself. Your life doesn't begin with the creation or the God. Your life, understand. Your living begins with you. If your body doesn't exist, it matters not if the whole galaxy disappears. If the whole universe disappears. If you are here, it all matters. That is why you must know about yourself. When Krishna, God, is teaching Arjuna, is teaching him or teaching himself? He is aware, but helping Arjuna know himself. Before he tells him, you must know me, first he gives the Tvam-pada, then only Tat-pada. Helps him to understand himself. Then only you can go into Ishvara. Our as a religious person begins at the wrong end, begins with God. That is why religious people are so arrogant, ignorant, disastrous, fanatical. My God, my method, my worship. First the flower should be given or lamp should be shown. In our tradition, lamp is shown first. Big fight. So the potato, what is that? Potato? Or what is that one? Coconut. Coconut should be hit on the head or hit on the ground. The right place is to hit it on the head, but unfortunately they hit it on the ground. You understand? Please. Competition in different types of practices. So a person arrogates himself, oh, I'm a big devotee. Why? Because I give so many malas, so many food, so much things to God. Oh, God must be starving for your sweet chocolate or the laddu. A simple common sense, friends, we must use. You want to offer something to somebody? Find out what he doesn't have. When you get a marriage invitation, what do? If you are very well known to the person, familiar with the girl or the boy, you ask them, is there anything particular you need? Right? Because if I give you a pressure cooker, there will be 100 pressure cookers after marriage, which everybody gives a pressure cooker, or a pen or pen set or something, a table lamp. So 100 things will be there. You have to open an electrical shop after marriage. Right? Utensil shop or electrical shop. Anyway, if you know the person, what do you say? Is there anything I can do for you which you don't have? He said, no, I have everything. Okay, I'll give you a check. Why? She can use it. Now, simple courtesy demands. Before you give something to somebody, you ask him, is there anything you want? Now, you want to offer something to God? Find out. What is that he doesn't have? You want to give? No. So find out. Understand the concept. What is this Ishvara? Isha vasyamidam sarvam. He is everything, he has everything. We saw it yesterday. From both the standpoint, he is all-pervasive. Absolute as well as relative. From the standpoint of the self, the awareness, sarvagatam. From the standpoint of the body, also pervasive. He is everything, he has everything. What can I give him? Only one thing he doesn't have. What? Me. He knows he has me, but I think I am standing separate. Even my attempt to be devoted to him, when I am standing separately from him, I create a division where the division doesn't exist. In my presence, that is why in my so-called devotion, I am really arrogant. I limit the limitless. When I stand apart, I limit him by my presence. Only one thing he doesn't seem to have, from my standpoint, that is me. So if you want to give to God something, what should you give? A flower? A laddu? Gold temple. Golden kiridam. Only one thing he doesn't have, yourself. Give it. Complete. You have withdrawn. Not that you can withdraw. From his standpoint, there is no separation. And that is why God has no problem. So don't say, why God does not liberate me? From his standpoint, you are already free. You think you are bound, so you release yourself. Instead of giving myself, what do I give? Tube lights, temples. Some people give gold also, golden temple also. The other day some person came here. Swami, come with us. I said, where do you want to go? To Belur. I said, why should I go to Belur? No hospital. God's grace, health is okay. No, there is a temple. I said, what temple in Belur? Jalakanteshwara, that fort inside, I have seen from a distance, no interest, you go. No, there is a golden temple. I said, this is a big temple. Somebody said some 400 crores or something they have spent and built a temple. Nothing wrong, it's okay. I said, so you want me to come? He said, I said, tell me the one honest thing, then I'll join you. Are you going there to see the temple, the God or the gold? Be honest. If the temple is not made up of gold, will you go there? No. I said, then you want to see gold, go to gold jewelry shop. Plenty of gold, in different design also. Say we'll go for a picnic, maybe I will be interested. Temple, you are wasting your time. Nobody goes there to see God. Nobody will look at the sanctum sanctorum. Why? So dazzling. Gold. Oh, gold. Then what will go? You'll be miserable fellow. God, you have got so much of gold. Why don't you give me a little gold? Huh? You don't need this fancy gold. No, I'm not telling you, friends. You look within. Look into your depth. If that beggar is not dead, God will not come. He is existing. Is there. If you want to offer something to God, what should you offer? Find out in a gentle way, in a courteous way, what is that something he has or he doesn't have. Surprisingly, he has everything. What can I give? Only one thing he seems not to have. It is myself. Why? That I'm standing there to offer him something means I have already concluded that he is lacking something. How do you love somebody who shall be complete with your donation? Think. How will you love somebody? Because if you don't give him enough, you will be in trouble. Think. Just think, friends. Everybody loves a child, right? Please see, you must. You must see that it's a very deep, deep psychology. Very, very deep. If you grasp it, different. Why everybody loves child? The child's demand is easily fulfilled. For a baby, to make the baby happy, how much you should spend? One chocolate, one plastic toy, one little flower, one little munji, enough. You don't have to do anything. Just a baby is thrilled to bits. There is a baby in the ashram. Yesterday she was walking down. And she has got an old dabba, this powder dabba, old, small one. He was playing with it like this, and there is nothing coming out. But he's taking this, and he must have seen the mother or other people doing it, then touching it and pushing his face. Then I said, I want. I was coming that way, I saw that, I said, I want. She smiled. But she came, and she put it on. I said, oh, mommy, I want again. She did it again. Now she is my mom. Happy. Now how much I spent? Okay, think, nothing. But suppose when she is 15-year-old, 25-year-old, your daughter, just say, baby, will she be happy? I'm not your baby. I wanted one diamond set, you could not give it, I'm not your baby. You gave it to the other brother, everything. And now come to baby, I'm not your baby, go. The daughter shall hurt you. The son shall kill you. You give the other son everything and he is coming here. When you are sick, I am needed. When money is there, other son is needed. You will be killed. Why? You think by giving you can purchase love. You cannot. So don't think by giving God gold temple or gold, you shall get the grace of the God. Rubbish. Lucky that man doesn't need all this. And when you call him man, he will be smiling because he is man also. He is also God also. He is everything. I am telling, he himself will say, Aham kratu, aham yajna, swadaham aham ausadam. He will come, we'll see later on. Next verse comes. Everything. In what form shall I see him? Ekatvena, pruthatvena, bahuda vishwato mukham. She has one, she has separate, as different in anything. How you like, see that way. What freedom in love. You understand? Whatever you do is loving for me. You are a blessed man. You know that? Suppose you come across a person. Whatever you do, the person doesn't misunderstand. How do you like it? Wow. Who is a great friend? A friend is somebody with whom you can share anything without being misunderstood. This is a local, secular quotation, language. Who is a great friend? A great friend is somebody with whom you can share anything, talk anything, do anything without being misunderstood. A friend, therefore he never misunderstands. God never misunderstands, don't worry. The total mind is not going to misunderstand your motive. That is why other people shall say you have built a temple for God's sake. But God knows you have made it for your sake. That is why Birla was not allowed into the heavens. A story. In Birla, that boy, Birla temple they built. Birla died. When he was dead, then he went to heavens and God sent him to hell. So he really created a racket. How can you do that? I am the one who has built so many temples for you. In Delhi, Bombay, Calcutta, Hyderabad, in the best spot I have built temples for you, and you are sending me into hell. He said, no, you never built my temple. You built only Birla temples. Because everybody says Birla temple, Birla temple, Birla temple. Story, anyway. No, please. To offer him something, I must know what he doesn't have. Only one thing he doesn't have is myself. But instead of offering me, I am offering everything. Plucking garden, flowers from people's garden, stealing something from somewhere. You have to do worship. So other person's garden must be looted. And by chance you tell him, hey, how are you plucking the flower? I'm taking for God. Oh boy. Because he's taking for God, he can destroy your garden. So nice. Even the fellow also, office time, sit down, Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Ram Ram. Hey, you are supposed to office job. Huh? I'm doing Ram Ram. 300,000 has to be gone to that mutt to be buried, you see. So, office time. The person thinks he is very holy. Shirks his responsibility. Neglects the wife, neglects the husband, neglects the child. Why? He's divine, you see. Look at God himself, Krishna himself. Did he neglect his responsibility? Look at Rama himself. Did he neglect responsibility? If you consider them as incarnations, if you shouldering the responsibilities of the empire, involved with every crisis solution, beginning from the father, mother, other mother, so many mothers, brothers, sisters-in-law, wife, children, responsibility, country, kingdom, jungles, mountains, rakshas, rogues, everything they have dealt with. But the person becomes religious, meditation. What is this meditation? 24 hours you should sit down closing your eyes? Understand? Meditation is not your job. Devotion is not a job. Devotion is an attitude. Every moment you see that God in yourself. Anyway, you start with that. If I want to give something, what shall I give? Myself. He has everything. Admiration comes. He is everything. He is Appa, lucky. So, what shall I give? Who am I to give anything? But for myself to remember myself, that I am the part of Ishvara. Already this is given. But what else can I give you, Lord? If at all I have to give. Patram, puspam, phalam, toyam, yome bhaktya prayachati. It will come later on. What shall I give? See his menu. God's menu. What shall you give him? Patram, puspam, phalam, toyam. Anything that can also gold, diamond, suvarnam, iragam, gold, diamond. You want to put, you can put. You can put that. But the last line, yome bhaktya prayachati. Are you getting that? Whatever you want to give me. But the most important factor that must touch it is bhaktya prayachati. Do you give me with devotion, with love? That it is mine you are giving me and not yours you are giving it to me. Is it only in relation to God? A person you love, a man or woman you love, a child you love. Whatever when you love somebody, when you really like somebody, even a smile you can offer. Just smile at a person you love. Enough. Huge. The communication takes place. Smile, just a smile. You are recognized. Uppa. So fulfilling. Isn't it true? To whom you love means always you should give laddu and diamond. Huh? A smile of recognition, just a smile. Or give anything. Hey, take this flower. Do this. Like to go for a walk. But with what? Bhaktya prayachati. With love and affection, you do it. Even with love and affection, you can hit somebody. What a stupid you are. Does the fellow say, are you hitting me? No. With love and affection, you can call names. Idiot, Swamiji, you don't know this fellow is a pure rascal. And the person enjoys it. Yes. Why? Think. with love and affection, you tell somebody, this fellow is a 100% rogue, you know. Yes, I am a rogue. Why? Why? That is why devotee, when he says, God is too hard-hearted, too hard-hearted. God said, yes, then gives everything, right? You understand, you understand. Getting by heart verses doesn't make you devotee. Understand? Then why should I chant these things? Please see. Do you send cards to people on birthday? Birth anniversary? Marriage anniversary? Something somewhere. You send a card to a person you love. Why do you purchase a card? You read that card. What you want to say, somebody has written it so nicely, you want to say, but you cannot say. But this person has written it so nice. It is there, what you want to say, it is there. Therefore, send it. Bhajans are like that. What you want to say to God, Shankara has written down. O Lord. Kimbanena danena vajikarivihi praptena rajyena kim dena gena kim yantvetat kshanabhanguram sapadire tyajyam manodurata. O Lord, what is there if I get this house, this body? Kimba putra mitra kalatra pasuvihi dehena gehena kim. What is there in the son, the wife, the husband, the daughter? All these things, O Lord. Etat sapadirek, etat gyantva kshanabhanguramiti. In this path of life, knowing, these are all kshanabhanguram, brittle, evanescent, continuously dying, changing away. O Lord. First he says, tyajyam mano durata. He mana, durata tyajya. Mind, stand away from it. Then what shall I do? Guru vakyato bhaja bhaja Sri Parvati Vallabham. May you hold on to Shiva. You want to, you don't know, you feel it, but you don't know how to talk about it. He has written it, therefore chant. But simply chanting now, what will happen? Must feel. Are you getting that point, please? This Draupadi, she sang some song, Shiva, suppose she did some singing, some prayer and got the dhoti, what is that, saris. She got all the saris, right? So you want to open a silk sari shop, so chant Draupadi Stotram every day, right? This is what people do. You want to get gold, Kanakadhara Stotram. Shankara has done Kanakadhara Stotram, sing Kanakadhara Stotram, and then you will get gold. Are you nuts? It's not what he chanted, who chanted. Are you getting that point, please? It's not what he chanted. In that devotion, like, what is that, what is his name? Gajaraj, the elephant. What did the elephant say? Yadrushaya Mahadeva Tadrushaya Namo Nama. Oh Lord, I don't know how you are, but in whatever form you are, to that my namaskar. Cut this fellow. I am stuck with this crocodile. I don't know how you are, but whatever you are, I am in problem. Do, destroy, cut this fellow. Gone. The heart. God doesn't understand only Sanskrit. If you don't say Sanskrit language, you won't understand. What? So if you don't chant in Sanskrit, God is local God, huh? Nowadays God people are there. Godly people know only one language. God also needs translation. You can see that. Many God men, they understand only one language. That God man is a bad word. Understand? Godly person is nice. God man, bad word in English. Godly man, okay. It's nice to be a godly man than to be a manly God. Godly man is wow. The touch of divinity. Manly God, other God man. It's a headache. Understand. Think of it. Please. So when you see this jnana, this knowledge, when you start appreciating Ishvara, Maya tatamidam sarvam jagat avyakta murtina, by my unmanifest, everything is pervaded. When you say your Ishvara is no more one name with one form, but all pervasive, of which I am an inseparable part. I cannot say, God, you are all pervasive, and then stand apart. How is He going to be all pervasive if I am standing apart? So when you do the puja, it is not what you do to God is more important, what that puja does to you is more important. He doesn't need any reminder. Is it necessary? Morning you have to get up and wake him up also. Suprabhatam, that big noise, because unless you put that microphone, God cannot hear. He must be stone deaf, right? You understand this nuisance and nonsense that goes on in the morning, everywhere blaring. And if there are 2-3 religious people, each one is competing. Habba, you are destroyed. When you go there to the temple to say, O Lord, you are Nityosi, Sarvosi, Characharosi, you are eternal, you are all pervasive, you are in and through everything. You mean to say that at the end of the night he has forgotten, sleepy, so wake him up and tell, you are eternal. Do you remember? Is it to remind God? No. Think, friends. When you say, oh Lord, you are everywhere. A silent prayer, oh Lord, you are everywhere. This is included. Because you can't be everywhere if this is not included. What it does to you is more important. That is why with knowledge, with jnana, devotion is spontaneous, natural. You cannot break free. You are permanently humbled, permanently destroyed. You know He alone is existing. But most people in the study Vedanta, Upanishads, they walk like arrogant, sure thumb, cannot bend by pride. And Brahman, I am the absolute. There is nothing, only one reality. Huh. From the standpoint of the absolute, you can say that long. Then don't talk about it. If you open your mouth, Ishvara. About yourself, talk. What should you talk? Who are you? What is there to talk? Because even the name is your name. Who are you is not a name. Then you can't even start with the word I. Just be yourself. When it comes to Ishvara, your body, part of Lord. Because this body doesn't stand apart from totality. That is why Bhagavan takes it over. Bali, Vishnu, Vyapakatvad Vishnu, with the three, cross to Bali means what? You are part of Vishnu himself. So devotion, natural. Therefore, such people, satatam kirtayanto ma. Mahatmanastmam partha. Daivi prakruti mahasrita. These are the people, we call it Mahatmas, whoever is aware of himself. And therefore, Ishvara. You start with yourself, go into God. Or you can also start with the devotion, nothing wrong. But when you start with the devotion, with ignorance, you start with the devotion, but that ignorance of God must convert to knowledge of God. What is that God? Now don't confine him to a form. Start with that. Just like a child is given a globe to represent the whole planet Earth. A little globe is given. In that globe, you are represented. Are you getting that? In that little globe, you are represented India is there, Tamil Nadu is there, Adiyanamala is there, ashram is there. So you are also there. Can the earth be represented without you being represented? Come on, think. Can the earth be represented in a globe without your being represented? Cannot. Can this God's form be the representation of the whole universe without your being represented? In this form, it can be represented for some time, but an element is always there. A form is for time being, isn't it? This form, this elemental Pancha Mahabhuta Sarira, elemental body is for some time, but the elements are forever. No wave can be dead in the body of ocean. It's a part of the ocean always. If you look at the particular form, it disintegrates. But as water is always there. So, Ishvara, that form you start. But don't maintain it. You cannot escape starting with duality. But if you can't maintain that duality, then see the oneness of God. Then choose to maintain again duality. Why? He is everything. I have one body. Devotion. Natural. Absolutely natural. You cannot escape this, please. Such people, Mahatma. Mahatma means everybody has that possibility. Daivi prakriti masrita bhajanti ananya manasaha. Hey Arjuna. Such people, ananya manasaha bhajanti. They are always worshipping me. Where bhagavataha anyam na vidyate. There is nothing other than Ishvara. He alone is existing. She alone is existing. Which one you like? He or she? Anything is fine. Ya Devi sarvabhuteshu sarvarupena samstita. Vyapakatvad Vishnu sarvam shivamayam. Noishal aksharam brahma paramam. Call it masculine, feminine, neuter, formless form. You choose. This is the beauty of this tradition. You understand? So human, so all-inclusive, so much liberating. You cannot even feel bound in this tradition. If you don't understand it, you are achieving the impossible. Are you getting that point, please? To stand separate from the totality means achieving the impossible. You cannot prove yourself that you stand apart and alone in this universe. Cannot. Physically, you are not alone. The whole universe embraces you every moment. Consciousness-wise, where is the separation? That is why you remember that. All of you are informed people. Remember that lovely, challenging words of the Chandala to Shankara. Annamayat annamayam athava chaitanyeva chaitanya duri kartum vanchasi dvijavara kimruhi gachagacheti. Shankara was floored. Who should move from whom? Annamayat annamayam. This is made out of food, that is made out of food. Who shall move from whom? Same elements. Athava chaitanyeva chaitanya duri kartum vanchasi. Or do we want to separate the consciousness from consciousness? Inseparable awareness. From the standpoint of your body, same stuff. Annamaya. Chaitanya chaitanya duri kartu vanchasi. Do you want to separate the inseparable in consciousness? Dijavara kimbruhi gachagachedi. What are you talking? Move, 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 go, go. Who shall move from what? What did Shankara say? One who has this vision, Saddijostu chandalostu guru riti yesha manisha mama. It doesn't matter who that person is. If such a vision, teacher, guru, Mahatma, Ishvara himself. So how can you stand apart? You are achieving the impossible. And who is holy? Superior, inferior, touchable, untouchable, division. You think this such a tradition can ever encourage caste system, divisions, untouchables and touchables? Think of it. So many times it has been demonstrated. You go to Udupi, you have to see Krishna from the window, because they didn't allow what is his name? What is his name? Kanakadas, Rama, Kanakadas. He didn't allow him. So he went to the other side. And Krishna moved. God will move, but the orthodoxy will not move. Imagine. Nandanar. Bull has moved, but the priest will not move. Go to Jagannath Puri temple. So many stories. The person was untouchable, was not allowed. He sent a coconut with the devotees who are going. Please give it to God. I can't get in, you give it to God. Just tell him that this boy has sent it. So that man takes it for whatever worth, he takes it and he says, this man has sent it. The coconut disappears. To think the coconut is touchable and the human being is untouchable, how glorious, eh? The coconut can go, but the person cannot go. Like many people see that, priest. Money, acceptable. Person, no. Beautiful. I am an untouchable, but I have got 100,000 rupees. Every fellow will come and beg me, right? But me, my money is very touchable. Me, What nonsense is this? A tradition cannot be such a split personality. It's so beautiful thing, friends. So, when you see that, bhajanti ananya manasa, when satatam kirtayanto ma, their living is a prayer. Their living is a prayer. Every action and worship, for a so-called ignorant religious person, worshipping is an action. Prayer is a mood, once in a day. But the person who appreciates it, every moment, every action is a worship, very living is a prayer. Why? Continuous, constant gratitude. Namasyanta shamam bhaktya, namasyanta, continuously prostrating. You are fallen forever. Why? You don't exist anymore, Ishvara. That is where comes your kindness, your compassion, your humility. Humility is not helpless humility. You are absolutely humble, but you are absolutely strong. Why? God is your root. The truth anchor. God is your anchor, is the truth, is the reality, the absolute, is yourself. You find that love in yourself. Love of God is love of yourself. If your confidence, listen, if you can transfer your confidence to somebody or something, you shall have no self-confidence. If money is your confidence, money gone, you are finished. If youth is your confidence, youth goes away, you are out. If people are your confidence, people disappear, you are helpless. If God is your confidence, somebody can dismiss that God, you shall be dead. That is where fanatics are born. Because they are afraid he is dismissing my God. When you have that confidence, that devotion to God, ultimately brings it to the love to yourself, confidence in yourself. The confidence in God leads to self-confidence. That is why Bhagavan says, what? Ahamatma sarvabhutasayasthita. Hey Arjuna, I am everywhere. Suppose he says, I am the most powerful one, what shall I do? God is sarvagya, sarvasaktiman, sarvavyapi. He is all pervasive, all knowing. Does it? Suppose he says he is all knowing, he is all powerful. all Sarvavyapi, hold it for 1 second. Suppose he says he is all-knowing, all-knowing and all-powerful, shall it bring me fear or devotion? He knows everything. Oh, I am thinking so many things. He will be fear. He is all-powerful. Since I am thinking rubbish, he is going to punish me. That is how average people, frightened. The all-pervasiveness brings it, woof. He says, all-pervasive, I am included. Up. Now you can't throw me out. That is something. That is where comes your sheer love and affection. Devotion becomes so sweet. Understand? Do you appreciate that? This jnana. Namasyantascha mahamakti. Always you have fallen forever. Nitya yukta upasate. Always. Nitya yukta, eternally. Ever anchored in that. Ever reveling in that. The whole living is upasana. Why upasana? I told you. Upasana means nikrushta vastuni utkrishta vastu aropa. You see, this is what it is. What is this? A flower. Just a flower, no. Suppose I give you, what will you do? Oh, so beautiful. Appa, so nice, so nice, so nice. That's what you do with the flower. After some time, right. Suppose you go to the temple. You have gone to our Shiva temple. And in that temple morning, somebody had put it here. And the priest who was standing there, or the person who was worshipping, he saw you are a nice person. He brought that flower from the Shivalinga and gave it to you. What do you do now? It becomes upasana. Why? No more a flower. Shiva. The moment you bring it, will you say, The moment you bring it, both hands. If you are a female, not even a hand you touch. And then you take it. Then you don't touch it. Eyes. Then if you have hair, if you have no hair, you don't need no. Oh. You will do that? No. Oh, then take it. Then you don't know what to do with it. You don't know what to do with it because come from the God. Suppose you throw, God will get very angry. Fear. For most people, fear. So what do? Oh, pustakam lepote. Or inside your box or something somewhere. Apdiye read on. Then after 5-10 years, it will be a tudi, some dried up and everything. And that also reminds Shiva temple. Tirunamalit. What happened to this? Same thing happens. If you can flower, you can see that. The whole life also like that. Understand? The temple is a representation. The sanctum sanctorum represents the whole universe. The whole universe is the sanctum of Ishvara. Anything that comes is prasadam. It's not only flower here. Somebody sneezes at you, somebody sneers at you, somebody laughs at you, somebody loves you, somebody appreciates you. Now there is a disease, now there is health. Take care. Prasadam, prasadam. Namasyanta, upasate. A continuous worship takes place in life. And this happens by what? Jnana yajna. This is jnana yajna. Our Vada Swamiji had given that name, accepted from here, adopted. It's not a personal creation. Jnana yajna. Where the ignorance is sacrificed. That you are ignorant is not something to be looked down upon. But it must be offered into the fire of knowledge. As even you have, long before you understand, long before you come to know about the God, first sacrifice the ignorance of yourself. Are you getting that point, please? First you must sacrifice the ignorance of yourself. Think. With what role you begin in your life? Do you begin as a son, daughter, husband, wife, or do you begin as a devotee? You don't begin as a devotee. As a baby, how do you begin? Papa, mummy, grandfather, grandmother, human relationship. Onto that later on, devotion also is added. So I don't know about myself. Who are you? Father or son? Brother or sister? Husband or wife? Man or woman? Young or old? Onto that another one added also. Devotee of God also. Who am I? Am I a devotee? Am I a father or a mother? So I must know about myself. Before I go into object of my devotion, first I know about myself. Or else that object of devotion will impose an identity on me. Like, if I don't know myself, listen carefully, all you can connect it. Before I know myself, if I study physics, what will happen? The physics becomes an imposition, I become physicist. Before I know myself, listen carefully, before I know myself, suppose I want to dance, I become a dancer. If I sing, I become a singer. Anything I do, the I will drag it onto itself. Same way, unconsciously, if you start studying scriptures, but the emphasis, if it's not on yourself, but on the study of the scripture, you end up as a Shastri. You study Shastra, I am a Shastri. You don't know yourself. It drags. You are initiated to puja, worship, ritual, I am a Upasaka. How many people become arrogant just because of a little practice? I am holding my nose. Oh boy, what shall I do with that? Have you not seen? Person who sings devotional songs, he thinks, say, singing you become a devotee. No. Tyagaraja was a devotee. He sang song. By singing Tyagaraja song, you will not be a devotee. He was a devotee, he sang. By singing his song, there will be a possibility if you go to the root, then only be a devotee. But by singing his song, you can make money. Mirabai did not sing to entertain people. She was a devotee, the songs overflow. By singing, he was not Mira. She was Mira and she was singing. Tyagaraja and he was singing. The music did not make him devoted. They were devotees, they understood and they wrote. So what people today these days do? Bhajan Sandhya. Who is singing the bhajan? The fellow who is waiting to go and get drunk after the bhajan. Many artists are like that. When the singing, chanting is over, singing doesn't intoxicate them. After singing is more interesting. They demand and receive. If you see that, you know what it is. Not all, please. What I am talking is, don't fall into that fancy line. Just because you are singing a song, you are not a devotee. By giving this flower, think, this is, the flower is not love. It's an expression of love. I give somebody a flower. It's an expression of love. But flower is not. Can you equate flower with love? Flower is an expression of love. Somebody gives you a diamond. Diamond is an expression of love. Diamond is not love. Hugging somebody is an expression of love. But everybody hugging is not love. Bhajan is an expression of devotion. Bhajan by itself, the song by itself, is not devotion. Because somebody can give you a flower, no love. Somebody can give you a diamond, no love. Somebody can give you a hug, no love. Somebody can sing a song, there is no devotion. It is why, see it for you. When you are introduced to yourself, not bhakta, another role. First you introduce to yourself. Then, when you see it, that oneness with Ishvara, Thereafter, every role is a devoted father, devoted mother, devoted husband, happy man, happy wife, happy husband, happy child. Call it bhakti, call it jnana, call it freedom, call it anandam, call it anything you like. Everything is beautiful. All emotions are beautiful. Everything is nice. Why? It touched by knowledge, jnana, in which ignorance of the self is sacrificed. And thereafter, you can play wonderful roles all through. How? Alone? Oneness. Pruthakttvena, separate. Bahuda, many different ways. How do you like it? You choose. Close your eyes. See that, friends. When you go to a temple, your eyes are closed. There is not only God in that form, but also in yourself, the formless being. Same thing anywhere. As you sit down here, aware of yourself as you are. That also is prayer, meditation, worship, upasana. You are with yourself, you are with God. Therefore, sanchara padayo pradakshina vidhi stutrani sarvagir. O Lord, wherever I go is your circumambulation, pradakshina, stutrani sarvagir. Every word is your glorious expression. Yadyat karma karomi tattadakilam shambho tavaradhana. Every action, worship. Because Atma Tvam, you are myself. Girijamati, mind. The concert, Prakriti, Shiva, Parvati. Sachara prana sariram gruham. This body your abode, O Lord, the temple. All the pranic activities, your sachara. Pujate vishayopabhoga rachana. Every sense perception is an offering to you, puja. Nidra samadhi sthiti. When I'm sleeping, one with it, samadhi. When I'm walking, it's your protection. Your whole living is divinized. See that for yourself. At all places, all times. Sarva avasthasu sarvada.